everybody. We are going to a live broadcast in Sungates Radio, Sungates Center, and we have two guests in our studio. One of them a famous composer, singer, and musician, Atmarama Dasa, and I'm glad you are here, and our friend Shri Guru Atmarama Dasa, and we are going to start. So, Shri Guru.
Good evening to everyone and welcome. We are very lucky today to have Atmarama Dasa in Sungates Center. It's already second time. Last year, I think it was almost the same day because it just popped up on my Facebook. This picture was here. So we had a beautiful program, just blissful program. He just observed people in his beautiful chanting. So, good evening. Thank you that you're here in Chicago.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation. I'm really glad to be with you. I like this.
Hare Krishna. And I would like to ask a couple of questions. Like, you dedicate your life to chanting of mantras and bhajans. What was your where this desire to dedicate your life to singing Vedic chants and Hare Krishna mantra? How did it start? Where do you take your inspiration from?
Well, it was really something unexpected in my life because, I grew up in Spain with a Catholic family, so I haven't know any kind of information about Eastern philosophy, about yoga. I have no information. But somehow I was interested gradually to get information about Buddhism and all Eastern philosophy. And at one point I got some awakening of the consciousness, and then I realized the existence of God. This was very tangible experience of the existence of God beyond my senses and my mind, intelligence, like that. So gradually I have a huge transformation of my values of life, and I start to gradually, the Bhagavad Gita came to my hands, and then I started to read Bhagavad Gita, and then I started practicing, physical yoga, like Hatha yoga, and then gradually came my life to start to meet the devotees around, Krishna devotees. It was like a hint. Krishna was giving me hints to come to him back. So this was my transformation, life.
So what was your experience of God? Which kind of changed you? You mentioned that you had this experience of God.
Well,
so what was this experience? What was this experience of God you just mentioned? How did you experience God?
It was like a really, really amazing time, because when I have the spiritual awakening of Krishna, for 1 month I was like floating, like everything was happening around me according to my one desire. It was like a really mystical thing.
So whatever you wanted, was happening?
Yeah, like everything
for
becomes so for 1 month. And at that time I was not ready to understand this truth. So suddenly, after this 1 month, I fall to the hellish planet. It was like a really scary part of my life, because I came to the hellish planet. The superstition, ghostly things, many strange things started to happen around me. I was really in panic and fear. I was such in panic, I could not believe that I was just normal. So I went to one psychiatric, one psychoanalyst, and then externally I was completely normal, but what was happening inside of me was really abnormal. So some period of life I was really, things happen around, and very, everyone knew what happened to me, but myself I was not knew what happened to me. So, and then I got a small copy of the Bhagavad Gita from Argentina, one printer Argentina, and I was reading for the 11th chapter, this Baruch poem. I saw really what happened to me was reflected in the Bhagavad Gita. So for that moment, I understood I was not just crazy. Something was linking with the truth. And then from that moment, my life started to become like a free from fear, you know, and then, so was the transformation was so huge that I become like with 50 kgs, you know, my weight is like
50
70.
kgs, so weight just fell from your shoulders.
And then, you know, that moment was like waking up the chakras, you know, chakras, Swadhisthana chakra. And then I was leaving the body, I was feeling how the body was going out and coming back. So I was really, really scary for that. I started practicing yoga, try to understand, I started to change my diet and then give up all misdeeds, you know. Hippie time was in the 70s, drinking alcohol, all these things, you know. I was a musician, singing in pubs, in clubs.
So you was a singer, but you was singing just like kind of rock music.
Yeah, I was singing in pubs, you know, coming back home like at 3 in the morning. They were like a really unhealthy life, you know. So gradually, in the period of 1-2 years, my life started to transform in such a way that I started to get some glimpse of what is God, what is my goal of life, because it was like from dark view of life to the shining light. And the devotees start appear around me, and then my life just completely become on the right way.
Mm-hmm. Wow, thank you so much. When you mentioned that like first months when you get in touch with Vedic knowledge, you had miracles, your desires were fulfilled. I remember when I got introduced to spiritual life, I also got lots of special moments, many miracles. Even like name of my spiritual teacher came to me in my meditation 6 months before I ever saw him. Yeah, but like, it's like many people tell in the beginning, God is giving us some credits, but then we have to work harder to get those special moments. And now you chant so much, and you're so famous for your chanting bhajans and Hare Krishna mantra and different Vedic chants. Like, what do you feel when you do that? Why do you do that? Like full time.
Well, it's like a communion with Krishna. Like feeling Krishna singing through yourself. Like I am just an instrument of Krishna. But no, I need to keep moving the hands because I play the guitar. I need to keep moving the mouth because I rap. But actually, I feel how Krishna is singing through me. Mainly in the Sanskrit sounds happen like that, like Bhagavad Gita, Govindanadi Purusham, Chetodartanam, for instance. I feel how Krishna is singing through. A very amazing experience.
So you feel like Krishna is singing through you when you chant?
Yes. I remember once in Mayapur, I was have the whole day, have a program in the evening, was War Purnima night, and then I would rehearsal with different devotees, with harmonium, with the miranga, like that, one by one. So when the time for the program came, I was completely extenuated, and my voice was completely broke, because I was all day rehearsal with everyone. So when I don't knew what is going to happen, but when I came to the stage to sing, my voice was exactly I was coming on the CD, people would say, why God was this exactly like the CD, was so pure and clean, So I was just, see, it's not me who's singing, it's Krishna who's singing through me.
Wow. So the voice was so different that kind of even you could feel that Krishna is singing through you. Such a special experiences. Wow.
So, because Krishna is not different from the Vedas, he is singing Krishna's names and glorify Krishna. Krishna is present automatically.
What is your famous? What is your favorite chanting?
Favorite chanting?
What would you like your listeners to chant?
Every morning when I take a shower, I chant the whole Siksastakam. When I come to take a shower, to come out of the shower, I will, recite in the whole Siksastakam. It's like really awake me from bed, you know.
Shikshashtakam I will explain because not many people know what it is. Shikshashtakam is like very famous verses from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which was like an expression of God. And it's very deep. It's about how we need to purify our heart to come closer to God, how we need to become more humble than even the blade of grass, how we need to be like indifferent to their worldly riches, but concentrate on relationships with God. And how we should, like, everything we have in this world is important, but we need to focus on God and relationships to Him. Very deep verses. Shikshashtakam. What about chanting Hare Krishna mantra? What do you feel when you chant Hare Krishna mantra?
Well, Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, because we are in Kali Yuga now, is the Yuga Dharma, is the recommended mantra for this age in order to attain perfection of life.
What is so special about Maha Mantra? Why this mantra is so powerful?
Because this mantra is Maha, is great mantra, means include all other mantras like the Om Mani Padma Hum, Om Namo Shivaya, all different kind of mantras are included in the Maha Mantra.
Can you just sing, maybe like with guitar or without, just like a couple times Hare Krishna mantra?
Sing.
Yeah. That's possible.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Wow. So deep. Thank you so much. How would you translate it? Like, people hear it probably a lot nowadays, but it's probably doesn't, like, they don't understand what it means.
Well, mantra is mana, means the mind, and tra means liberation. So the soul is entangled with the mind 24 hours a day. You know, the mind has no vacation, it's not going away.
Mind doesn't have vacation.
You know. So we are dealing with our mind 24 hours a day, you know. And the mind can be the best friend or can be the worst enemy. So because the mind is close to the senses, and we are entangled in this external energy with the objects of the senses, the natural tendency is that the mind becomes our worst enemy. Because this place is explained in Bhagavad Gita, Dukkalayana Sarvatan, it's a place of miseries. So at least we can get conscious of our mind, and then to be above our mind through the buddhi, through the spiritual intelligence, our life is going to be a slave from our senses, and then we are going to be, you know, in complete ignorance of the real identity of the self. So the mind is thinking, the mind has feelings, and the mind has a desire. And because the nature of the soul is unlimited, means that we also have unlimited desires, unlimited feelings, and unlimited thoughts. So we try to satisfy our desires, but we cannot. So the result we will become frustrated. And then when our propensity to love is not well canalized, then we get resentment. And then we don't have knowledge or wisdom, our thoughts are not really valuable. So what the Maha Mantra is doing is re-spiritualize the desires, re-spiritualize the feelings, and re-spiritualize the thoughts.
So mantra spiritualize our feelings, thoughts, and actions.
Right. So in such way that the mind becomes transparent, becomes pristine, and then allow to the soul, the real self, to become manifested. And the soul is Sat Chitananda, the soul is eternity, knowledge, and bliss. So this is the real nature of what we are in reality.
Yeah, sound is very powerful. It is said also that you can kill with the sound. And in mountains like glaciers, sometimes very loud sound could actually bring the glaciers down. Sound is so powerful. So the very sacred sound could transform the personality. Just. And actually, like I've been practicing Bhakti Yoga also for about 26 years, and I could see how people are really changed if they practice spiritual life and they practice chanting every day. Then it really became very different. Happy and pure.
Yeah, also, you know, mantra, there are three ways to cure. One is by cutting needles, you know, like they do mostly in the hospital. There's no one likes surgeries. Another is cured by herbs, like Ayurvedic medicine. And another way to cure is by the sound vibration, with the mantra vibration. So this is the purest way to get cured.
Thank you so much. This information is very important for me.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Do you want to add something or just give us some like wish, instruction?
Yes, well, you know, we have two options. One to be identified with the material energy, external energy. We have the option to link with God inside from within. So the mantra, when we perform japa, is we get this intimate connection with God from within. And the result is completely opposite. Because the soul is spiritual, and then whatever is entangled with external energy, and then become bewildered. And then the result is like sometimes happy, sometimes unhappy, and then it becomes like always unsteady. And the happiness is like a flickering happiness, not real happiness. But when we link with God from within, and then He is infallible, He is the best friend. So eternally is present within us. And so this Maha Mantra, singing and chanting carefully, is giving us this chance to be connected personally with God from within. So our life becomes sublime, it becomes full of joy, and unlimitedly, the love becomes manifested in unlimited ways.
So life would be happy and the world itself would be happy if we bring more spiritual vibrations and connections to God, like really deep connection to God into our life.
Yeah.
Sometimes this just came to my mind, so we know that God is love, but right now in the world is so much violence also because of religion. Why it is?
Well, this means misunderstanding of what means God, because God is love. So people understand religion in a very cheap way, like it could be like a football club, like Madrid, Barcelona. I come from Spain, so this
Madrid, Barcelona.
There's always this competition with these two parties, but God is not cheap. God is the most expensive thing. And then
Most valuable.
anyone that practices religion with pure way, can be Muslim, can be Jewish, can be Christian, can be Hindu. You can see that he transcends all these external, manifestations that become like impediments to link together.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Thank you. So wish everyone happiness and peace and health, and if you will be able to concentrate on chanting mantra, Hare Krishna mantra, some other prayers, and do it for at least 1 or 2 hours a day, that we are doing it for 2 hours a day, it would transform your life. So you can listen to Atmarama Prabhu's chanting and start also doing it. Good luck. God bless. Thank you so much, Atmarama Prabhu. And we're going to have a wonderful program soon, and please come back to Chicago every year.
Mm-hmm. I hope so. Thank you so much. Спасибо.